You got control, nigga.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew their glorious past, if that people knew their glorious past, if that people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage, we are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Oh yeah, what's going on? What's up? What's up?
Yo.
Manifestations 2020 in the building. I am your boy Major Gage. I'm live tonight. I'm in the building with my brothers Anthony Malcolm and Bobby Drake, and we are Manifestations 2020. What's good, homies?
Yo, what's good? What's good?
How's everything, Bobby Drake?
Yeah, it is a horrible day in the neighborhood.
Okay, well, tell us more about that as we proceed. We'll see what's going on over there. What's got you tripping? You know what I'm saying? In fact, you can start off. Y'all got some quick announcements y'all want to make before the show? Go ahead. Let it be known.
Go ahead, Bobby, because I got to pull this up real quick.
All right. Slow and on my side of the fence, I'm like many of the other Malik Neighbors owners on fantasy, where if you drafted Buddy High, you was looking forward to him just hogging up all the catches and all the receptions. It ain't looking good for us, ladies and gentlemen. They haven't dropped the official word yet, but they're talking about looks like an ACL issue. So that means go ahead and get your Febreze Swiffer jet. Go ahead and dust off that IR spot.
Damn.
We're going to need some reinforcements. It's some BS.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that was just the cherry on a horrible, horrible fantasy week for me. Start off looking gorgeous, and then
yeah, it's a hard week for a lot of people. It ain't just you, man.
Yeah,
it ain't
man,
just
look.
you. So
but it's okay. It's all good. Tough times don't last. Tough squads do. So make sure you do your due diligence. Start scouting out some replacements, and we gonna weather the storm.
There it is. There it is. That's what I'm talking about, man. You gotta just man up. You know what I'm saying? Stiff chin. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
nothing to do it but to do it.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Facts. Anthony Malcolm, what's hood?
All right. So something that I wanted to address, since today's topic is about degeneracy, I wanted to talk about Carlos Way. You got him on your topic tonight, Carlos Way?
Nah, I don't even know who that is. Who's Carlos Way?
All right. So Carlos Way He's a low energy degenerate F-boy that end up getting his child's mother shot in the face after dropping off her child. He has a current girlfriend by the name of Holly Johnson, and his child's mother, her name was Romika Meeks. She was 31 years old, and she was dropping off her child and got confronted by the child's father, who had his girlfriend with her. So Holly Johnson was with him in the car. And what happened was, I guess something had escalated between the child's father, Carlos Way, and Romika, and the girl got into it with the child's mother, and then they end up getting in an altercation. The girl, Holly Johnson, went back to the car, pulled out the firearm, and shot the girl in her face right there in the pavement in the parking lot. A lot of witnesses saw it. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I always told people back in the day, I was a guy that was admired by a lot of women. And even though I was in my low energy phase back then, one of my code of conduct was never to have women fight over me. A lot of guys, they get kind of like a superiority, or they feel like they are important when they have girls fight over them. For me, I would never have females fighting over. I tell them all the time, y'all ain't gonna do that here. If y'all do that, that's on y'all own time, somewhere far away from me. But if I'm in the vicinity, that shit ain't going down. Right. And that should be a code of conduct across the board for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just like our ancestors had that code of conduct where if you have beef with somebody, you don't shoot them in front of their kids. You don't shoot them in front of their wife, none of their family members. You let it slide until you see them one-on-one. Just like they had that code of conduct, that was my code of conduct that I thought a lot of people had, that you just don't let women fight over it like that. That's not some shit to glorify or make you as a man feel good. Because at the end of the day, if he had stepped forward and broke that up, his child's mother would be here right now. And you're losing, because I think Holly Johnson, his current girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, I think she was pregnant as well.
Wow.
So not only did you lose your child's mother, but now you lost your newborn mother, the one that was just having your child. You lost her too, because now she's arrested. And more than likely, she might end up going to jail, because I was reaching out to a lot of gun instructors because I think we need to. I'm trying to get us to talk about the new laws that's kicking in, but I think a lot of us are they're uneducated. We're miseducated because I think what happens is she thought because she had a restraining order on Romika that was going to give her protection because of the vicinity. You're not supposed to be in a vicinity when somebody has that type of protection against you.
Right.
But what happens is you're going to her place where she's dropping off her child. So more than likely, you're the one in violation of the restraining order, even though you have it on her. And I think a lot of people don't understand there's always a gray area to things that y'all think that is protection, and it's really not. If somebody robbed me and they run away and I shoot them, I go from victim to end up criminal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's very important for us, and I'm working on that. But I just wanted to point that out, that scumbag lost 2 people that is supposed to be valued to him, and now he has his child, custody of his child, but that child will never be the same anymore. And I'm sick of this F-boy behavior. It got to stop, and we need more men out here on a code of conduct. I know it's a long rant. I know we got a long show. My bad, dog, but I have to get that message across.
No, actually, you made good time there, and you spoke on some very real things, and that is something that we definitely need to tackle. You know, not to be, you know, true. I totally understand your point, but I also want to add to that at the same time. It was her that actually chose to pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? And so we can't leave that out. You know what I'm saying? That's also something I'm seeing a tremendous uptick in violence from women. And a lot of times in utterly ridiculous situations that don't even require violence. So that also needs to be addressed as well. Our code of conduct is all out of whack, brother. You ain't said nothing but a word. That is absolutely the gospel. So, you know, let's go ahead and get right on into some more of this, because I thought it was very important to discuss, you know, the acute embrace of degeneracy among our people out here. You know what I mean? Danny's talking about her homegoing was heartbreaking, and seeing her son hold on to the casket made her sick. I can only imagine. It's despicable. It's disgusting. Why did both walk free? Why wasn't she charged? I'm not familiar with the case, but you know what? That's something to look into. You know, Florida, was it in Florida? It was in Florida, correct?
Nah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that's Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
I didn't know it was there. I know that. Well, see, this is the thing, and this is why I'm so against in a lot of these states this open carry stuff, because you got every buffoon running around thinking they, you know, I got a gun, I'm tough now. So, you know, we already have an issue with conflict resolution. You understand? And so now the gun becomes conflict resolution. You know what I mean? And like, it was already bad before, and now we're moving into this space. Both of those individuals should have been charged, you know, at the end of the day. So I'm gonna have to look into that and see what's what, you know, but I didn't even know about the case in detail like that, because there's so much other shit going on. There's so much going on. Okay, it was in Chicago. There's so much going on that you can't even keep track of what's going on.
You really can't,
because it's so much. I had to, you know how many stories I had to cut from today's show? Because we only got 2 hours to discuss these damn buffoons running around here acting crazy like they ain't got no home training. Man, don't get me started. But I want to start off with this one. I really, really do, because this irked the hell out of me. And when we start talking about, degenerate behavior and embrace of degenerate behavior, this shit right here is my pet peeve. Listen to this bullshit.
So good in person.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, what you waste that? I love you. What a guy. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Arabia, is that a real background?
Hey, Stat, could you stop
Yes.
smiling? Can you stop smiling? You.
Arabia is.
Nah, yo, bro, some G, yo, bro, some G shit. We gotta. Have boyfriend here, yo.
Right. Oh shit.
I told you that.
My bad.
Nah, like it's all like. Okay, we can move on to football then.
Stat. Oh my God.
Yo, Stat, let's do the football. I guess that answered the question about Floyd. When I see you taking off some time,
I'm mesmerized by Stat.
This nigga here, bro.
I did not know you looked that good in person. My bad, bro. You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to ask you to go, my nigga. I mean, I have to ask you to go, man. I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being here. I appreciate you. I love you, my nigga.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you, but I'm gonna pay you for your time. But you can't violate, bro. I told you that.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Nah, I told you niggas boyfriends in here. You know when my brother
shit,
know that.
my bad, bro. My bad.
Nah. But I appreciate your time.
It's me.
Nah, well, if you want to wait for us outside, you could. But I'm not going to sit in and not value your time neither. You want to wait for me, you could. But I appreciate it, bro. You got to step out.
Yeah, I agree with you, Danny. Cam did great handling that. I wanted to slap the hell out of this dude, man. Like, it makes my blood boil when I see a dude like talk down on a sister like that. Because as far as I'm concerned, you kind of talking down on her because she ain't giving you no cooperation really like that. You know, she's kind of giggling because she doesn't want to make a scene. It's more, to me, it's more of an uncomfortable thing, but she ain't giving you no cooperation. The man done already told you before you got there, her boyfriend's there. That could cause some kind of problem with that. She's at work trying to work. This is her place of business. You understand what I'm saying? And you here acting like you ain't never seen a woman before. You know, and I already don't like this whole ass nigga. I already don't like him. You understand what I'm saying? And then you come in there, you do something like that. You know, you violating the sister's space. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. Okay, a few little compliments, but you know, how many times do you have to be told this too much and just chill? I mean, you would give it. He told him maybe 3 times, hey, because even before that, he was already telling him, hey, chill. Told you before you got on the show, and then you still get on the show and you do that. It's so disrespectful to her, to Cam, and even to himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. He's Danny saying if she would have said something, it would have gotten even more disrespectful. I don't think I was expecting or wishing for her to say something, but you know, it's really more on him than anything. But like, you know, she was kind of giggling a little bit, and some people were saying, you know, that's probably with women, what they don't understand about creepy, goofy niggas like that. To them, a giggle or you smile a little too hard, they take that as, oh, you like them. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, I can't blame it on her. It's really his dumb ass, you know, but you know, it was just really uncomfortable to watch. I don't ever like to watch anybody, especially a woman, in a situation where she's made to feel uncomfortable unnecessarily, especially a black man doing that to a black woman. That is so green. That is some hoe shit, bro. Like, real talk. And I'm glad that Cam stepped in. I like the way that he handled it too, you know, and I just would like to see more. When people talk about protecting black women, that's what protecting black women really looks like. You know, not the Will Smith and Chris Rock bullshit. That's not protecting black women. That what Cam did is protecting black women, because sisters is there trying to do a job, and this dude keeps bugging up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, potentially could cause a whole scene. And not only that, you know, the larger picture. You know, let's say that she was on some other type shit where, you know, she feel like, you know, he let it go. And she feel like, okay, well, I'm facing workplace harassment now. You know what I'm saying? She has every right to go and sue their podcast. You understand what I'm saying? So you got this goofy plantation buck ass nigga coming in there, making the block hot for everybody and really making the situation uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for me to watch as a man. And I have no respect for that dude. And we need to get little insect ass niggas like this out of the paint. Like, you know, I don't even want to see nobody like that on nobody's podcast. It's despicable. Go ahead, bro. Y'all cook on that right quick.
So shout out to Cam for that. And I you know, you guys made that post on Facebook And I went on to there and I was like, yeah, you know, I commend him with the utmost for doing that. That was the most honorable, commendable shit I've ever seen on live TV. And the thing about it, he wasn't disrespectful to him. He said, you don't listen, but you know what? I'm going to pay you for your time. And he gave him his money right there on TV.
Crazy.
It's so great. It's so crazy that people don't realize, like, when you have honor and you stand up for what you stand on your square hard. It actually, to be honest with you, I don't like that dude as well either. I was never a fan of him. But in that moment, Cameron actually got more out of that interview doing that than actually having to do an interview with dude himself. So I think the universe actually created that interview to really be that way, which would have been more powerful and impactful than anything that moron would say, because most of the things he said is clown-like anyways. It's just empty air. And he's the type of guy that don't have dick discipline. You can see that. He's also been in plenty of tabloids before, where he had one video where he was laying in the bed with a chick next to him, you know, recording it and all that other stuff. So he was always this flashy, flamboyant, I can do whatever I want. And you have those type of guys have minions around them that don't check them. You know, one thing, I had a friend that I was real close to, and when I checked him about real shit, he kind of said to me, like, damn, you know, you're supposed to be on my side. I said, no, a friend is somebody that's going to hold you accountable, because you being my friend, I expect you to hold me with the same standards and accountability as well. That's the only way we'll grow. Anybody to have an echo chamber. Shit, John Koresh had an echo chamber. Fucking Jim Jones had an echo chamber. You know what I'm saying? And these people did mass harm to people. So you don't want people around you that's going to echo your sentiments. You want people to hear what you say. And if it's something that's offline, to say, hey, I'm your second ear, get you back on track. So I'm glad he did that. I thought he was very honorable about doing that. And like you said, and I said that on the post, and that's how me and that little moron chick on your page got into it, because I said that I have yet to see a woman say, thank you for protecting Black women, because you hear women talk about Black men don't protect Black women, but yet I have not seen that clip go around with women saying, yes, thank you for protecting Black women. And when I pointed that out, she got offended by it. But, you know, I'll land my plane on that.
Yeah, she a bird. Go ahead, Bobby. What you
got? Adrian Boner is a sucker ass nigga extraordinaire.
Facts.
Oh, he lives in the sucker nigga symptom. And you know, I'm very disappointed, because I am, especially, I wouldn't say it's big for me, but it's low-key significance, because I'm someone who I'm a former boxing fan. All the politics and everything turned me off. I used to be really heavy into boxing when I was younger. The last time I could say where I really truly loved boxing, I was really interested in following and everything, was right before Zab Judah retired, because he was one of my favorite fighters going to that era. Once he retired, I was done. I had no reason to stick around and watch fights or really be interested, because everything was too janky for my liking. Adrian was one of the few boxers since then that I actually liked and I gravitated towards. You know, he essentially was trying to do the whole kind of Floyd Mayweather, you know, showmanship, you know, being showy, brash with the mouth. I love the little swagger, the little arrogance, and he had some hands in the ring.
Okay.
I don't know what precipitated it, but somewhere along the line, brother completely lost his way. And as I was telling some other people, he's more known now for his antics and his shenanigans than his actual ring work.
Yes.
I can't tell you the last fight that I honestly can't tell you the last fight that he had.
Right.
But I can tell you the last woman he had an issue with. I can tell you that. And before this with Stat and everything. So that's become his thing. And apparently he seems to like getting into issues with women.
Yeah.
I don't, unless I'm missing it, because y'all know I don't be keeping up the tabs with celebrities like that. So it's very possible that it's happening and I'm just oblivious to it. But unless I'm mistaken, every time I hear this man's name for something weird or sideways, It's always involving women.
Yeah.
He was going back and forth at it with Alicia Baumgartner the other day. Then it was him and Clarissa Shields. I think they had like a little tussle of words, and now it's him and Stab Baby. So every time there's the opposite sex in the picture, here go this nigga in one capacity or the other.
Yeah. He reminded me of DJ Academics in that capacity.
Indeed, although he got a lot more charisma than Academics has. Again, which is a shame, right?
Scary. That's scary
because complete train wreck. Cam Newton said something interesting in this podcast talking about it, and it was something that I didn't hear anyone else saying, but it jumped out at me right away when I saw the whole thing. Where is this Negro's team? I'm not even gonna say friends. Your entourage. Ain't no way in hell if this is your man's. This is the money train. Choo choo. You're supposed to be protecting him from himself. And as soon as you see that before he even reaches the studio, it's like, yo, AD, you all right, man?
Yeah.
Your eyes looking kind of hey, man, you need some water or something? You need to straighten up or whatever?
Yeah.
Bro, we can't be doing this, man. Come on. Cam's our peoples. We can't be cutting up like this, man. We got to show respect. Where are your people to rein you in and say, hey, let's go take 5 records, let's get it right, or go to Cam and say, hey, Brony ain't feeling too good, but we got to go get him real home real quick, man. Sorry, we'll make it up for you. Where is your team to go ahead and cover your 6 if you lack it?
Right.
His team is his friends.
And that's the problem. There was a time when your entourage used to actually be your entourage. Like, you used to have a dude that they made sure that you were only responsible for your celebrity obligations, and they touched everything below the heavens. You had a dude to get your substances, if that's what you were into. You had someone to go and get your women for you. You had someone to go ahead and handle business. If you needed security or someone to put in that rough work, you had somebody. But everybody had a role to protect the person from himself so we can all eat. This is an ecosystem.
Protect the money. Damn, bruh.
Now you got dudes out here hyping the cash cow to crash out.
What is this?
He's supposed to be bailing y'all out because y'all lost your temper or whatever. You're not supposed to have to go and bail him out.
Yeah, it's wild, bro.
And one other thing before I let it go is I actually listened. I saw a clip earlier from the Veterans Minimum podcast.
Yeah.
It's a subsidiary of Cam's network. Shout out to Cam. He's got a nice little online ecosystem blossoming with his podcast and thing. Yeah. But they interviewed Stat, and she actually let it be known that what you saw on camera, I mean, it didn't get crazy, but what you saw on camera, even with the extra footage they released the day after, that wasn't all of it. She said that he actually came in the door with that nonsense to a degree. So I don't know if Cam and them heard it, but she said he came in and he said something to the effect of, hey man, if I was sitting next to you under that desk, man, you know how to violate it.
That's why Cam said, hey, we warned you before.
Yeah, he told him beforehand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Before the interview. That's why he said, hey, I warned you before. That was the second time.
Dude is just a creep. You know what I'm saying? And the thing too, when you put that type of energy out there, it's an Unorganized Green podcast. What? When you put that type of energy out there, that makes you more susceptible to people coming and charging you with sexual harassment or with sexual assault because you're putting on display that you have no sexual control. Dumbass, you're putting that out there. This is why I be banging on Chris Brown taking these pictures, all these raunchy pictures with these chicks at the concerts. People look at it as harmless fun. You a black man, a wealthy black man, doing well. You understand what I'm saying? And that will be used against you. Like the Shannon Sharp phone calls, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta read the room, bro. You gotta be smarter than that.
Speaking of that, really quick, let me say one last thing. Because I meant to touch on this and I forgot to until you said that just now. Fellas, a lot of us are really gonna have to go and make the effort. And I know some people will clown others for doing this, but you don't have to put your business out there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna really need some of y'all to go ahead and invest some time or even some money if necessary. Go ahead and listen to some of these relationship and these dating experts, not the pickup artists telling you how you can bet a woman in 5 minutes of the conversation.
Yeah.
but these dudes that actually break down dating psychology and female psychology. Because a lot of dudes, I saw this, were commenting on the footage, and everyone for the most part was in agreement that, 80 was out of line, he violated.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of dudes commenting and critiquing Stat Baby, talking about how she was laughing and she was feeding into it. A lot of men don't understand. I think some women to an extent, well, women tend to be more acutely aware of this because they find themselves, I would say, in these situations more than men do.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ignorance regarding human behavior. Just because somebody is giggling or chuckling or whatever, that doesn't mean that a situation is humorous.
Right.
And we should know that, because you have some people that laugh in inappropriate situations. They'll tell you that, it's not a funny situation, but for whatever. Laughing or giggling is a very common nervous response.
It is.
There are men that do that too. There are men that find themselves in uncomfortable situations, might not be sexual, and they start chuckling, and it's like, and they're not entertained, but it's basically almost like a freeze mechanism. Like I don't know what to do. Kind of reset.
Yeah.
And when I see this reminds me that how it's so easy for a lot of y'all dudes to get cased up with sexual allegations or even sexual assault charges.
Yeah.
Because you have a woman right there giggling, you all pressing up on her, she giggling, and you're thinking, yeah, man, she want me. I still got it. And meanwhile, she's like, Jesus Christ, somebody get me the hell up out of here.
Yep.
And you about to go and flirt and seduce your way into some silver bracelets.
Yep. That's it.
Now, I'm not trying to take shots at anybody because you don't know what you don't know. But if you did not have an uncle or a father or an older cousin or older brothers, whatever, to game you on this, please go and get some basic understanding of interpersonal relationships, reading body language, not investing everything. So she might be laughing, but if she's scooching away from you, clearly something's not adding up. So maybe she's not as warm to you as you think she is. Please make the time to go ahead and do this study, because while there are some creeps out there, there are some dudes that are getting cased up simply because they game goofy and they don't know better. Please, folks, we got to do better.
Facts. No, you off the chain.
We gotta also understand that on the other side, right? Just playing the devil's advocate on the other side, the signals, you have women out there that do giggle like that, and it's not in the fear of uncomfortable. It's actually embracing it as a compliment, even if they have a man. So the thing is, there is a gray area because you have so many women that should be on code with it, but they do some real janky shit. They don't care about their dude, and they'll do some janky shit, and they'll encourage it to piss their dudes off. Because you hear a lot, if you do a lot of listening to a lot of women's conversation, a lot of times women do shit deliberately to piss their dude off, to get that toxic energy and that toxic behavior where he chokes her, and now that's a turn on. So you have some women out there, and it's not all women. I'm just saying there is a small portion of women that do create that mixed atmosphere like that. But you have these weird women that are deliberately poke the bear to get the reaction and get in this toxic forte of role play, and that turns them on. It's weird.
Well, see, that's true. But see, even then, you can't pace everything off. If you're looking for one tell to give you the signal about what to do, then you're already behind the 8 ball. If now, even in that situation that you described, she's still giving a positive response, but there's other things. Now, if she's giggling, she's leaning forward, she looks interested, she's looking you in your eyes, she's flirting back with you, that's a different story. But if she's giggling and she's doing other things that indicate she's not really here, she's trying to get away, she doesn't seem to be, contributing to the situation, then that's like, okay, so maybe it's not what I think it is. So you got to look at everything. You can't just look at one thing and say that's the magic bullet. You got to be well-rounded and observant.
Yeah, and if worse comes to worse, fellas, worse comes to worse, verify.
Emotional intelligence.
That's a clarifying question. Hey, so do you want it? Are you feeling? Ask those questions, because if shit go left, you're gonna be held accountable. It's you. It's on you.
Always.
So let's go ahead and move on. We got a lot to cover today. We spent a little extra time on that, but we got some good stuff for here, y'all. I promise. I want to talk about this individual right here. Former radio personality Donna Briggs transforms into a white woman, attacks the community she came from for a living, and outright denies ever being a black woman. This one right here, this Donna Briggs lady, this one is like she fell off the truck, bro. Whoa.
Either change the way you look, right? Or don't go. Like me. I wanted to work in urban radio, right? Story time. The person who owned the radio station and the program manager was like, look, you're too light. I can't hire you looking like that. I can't. You need to darken your skin up. This is an urban radio station. How do I justify this? So I darken my skin up. I was not wanted the way I look now.
Oh. So, hold on.
If I go into 7-Eleven with a hooded sweatshirt on, or if I have a skull cap on and I have a sweatshirt on, and then they're following me around the store, oh, why are they following me? Maybe because you look like you're going to rob us? The last person that came in here robbed us and they look like you.
The problem is that the deck is stacked against us from out the gate. Now, like, I know your whole position is, and that's why you consider
if you can't beat him, join
a Republican. Yeah, right. You're just like, well, he's got to work through the system.
That's what I did.
I feel you and I appreciate that on a certain level, but it still doesn't mean that what's wrong is not wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong, but I mean, if you can't change it, what are you supposed to do?
You got to keep beating down the doors, man.
Well, while you beat down the doors, I'm going to take the elevator.
You know what? You would have so definitely, I mean, my God, not to mention your complexion, but you would have just been a house Negro back in the day. You would have been.
What's wrong with that?
Everybody else was trying to abolish slavery. You'd be like, well.
Hey, I can get me a house out of the deal.
So, bruh, you can't make this shit up. This dude said, hey, back in the day, you would have been a house Negro. She's like, what's wrong with that? At least I'm getting the house out of the deal.
I need something a lot stronger in this cup right now.
Nigga.
What I can do is I cannot. I can't.
Bruh, what are we doing? And I mean, I'm going to show it one more time. This is the same woman. Do you understand me?
No.
The self-hate is real. This is the same woman. She started off making excuses for why George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. Then in the first clip, she was talking about how, you know, the color, the picture of her there on the left. Yeah, they said, you know, that she wouldn't be accepted like that. So she, you know, the picture of her on the right. They say she was too light. She's saying that that's her natural state, her on the right. And that they made her get a tan so she could work at an urban radio station. Bruh, boy, the cap is real. What are we doing here? I mean, I've never seen such a Sambo. I've never seen. Jason Whitlock ain't got nothing on this lady. Nothing. Yeah, facts. What in the hog war? I mean, she looked like one of them characters from the movie White Chicks. That's what she looked like. I think somebody said she looked like Ice Spice. What the hell is that? First of all, it's not attractive. And I mean, if self-hating Negro were in the dictionary, you could look up a picture of her Sambo ass up there, boy. You talk about coon of coons? And then the type of stuff she spews out of her mouth, she has made a career now on just antagonizing black people and spewing anti-black racism. She looked like Ice-T. Oh, shit. Boy, you... Wow. Okay. Colors. Yeah, okay. It's despicable, bro. But this is what we got out here. This is our black representation in media. This is the type of Negro that they'll platform. It's plenty of qualified sisters out there that want to get on the radio or get on a podcast. They give the job to her. You understand what I'm saying? And so I just had to show that, because when you talk about degeneracy, that is, oh, wow, that's the top of the top in degeneracy. You hate yourself. You made an entire career out of denigrating your own people. You like the black Charlie Kirk. You understand what I'm saying? And like
Charlene.
Charlene Kirk. I'm just saying, what are we doing here? Go ahead. What y'all got on that, man? That was outrageous.
I'm not gonna be long on that. We see this a lot, even with Oprah. Oprah came out and said she wanted to be white, and she does a lot of detrimental things to the Black community, even though she passed it off as philanthropy work. But it's bullshit. It's real fucked up shit she does to the Black community. If you understand systematical racism, they use these self-hating Negroes to push the talking points of white supremacy. That way it doesn't look racist. It looks like, Black people hating on themselves. And then you have infighting going on with Black folks, and it takes white people wipe their hands clean because they're not in the mix. So once you have these type of Negroes around, there's really it enhances white supremacy to another level. The Candace Owens and all these other bootlegs that be out here with that Sambo and bullshit, So I stay away from people like that, as much as possible. Stay away from those people because it's only going to get bad. Because at the end of the day, when the white people turn on them, guess what race of people they run into? I'll land my plane on that.
Go ahead, Bobby Drake. Yeah, you cooked on that. Go ahead, Bobby.
I got a whole library to my left. I got a whole library that I can go to and just roast. I got like several cookbooks I can just play her. I can butterfly. But I'm actually gonna go the road less taken to have a little compassion for it, because the whole time I'm seeing that, I'm like, what in the hell is in front of me? But all I can do the whole time, I just had our dearly beloved Elder Neely Fuller Jr.'s words echoing in my head. If you do not understand racism, which is white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else that you know will only confuse you. I look at this woman, and I see a woman who has probably, and she highlights that particular issue with the radio station. But if she has made it her business to be in media, I can only imagine how many stories she has where she's been on the receiving end of all kinds of discrimination, all kinds of colorist rhetoric, all kinds of racist comments and actions that have been taken behind her back, the passive aggression, having to do things like, code switch and everything else. I can see that. And I can see how maybe that, based on whatever other issues that she had in her life, probably compounded to the point where she just had that break and said, you know what? Like she said, if you can't beat them, join them. And she figured, well, you know what? I'm going to go this route. I see that you have Sambos like your Jason Fatlocks, your Candace Owens and them who get little butter biscuits from the dominant society. Let me go and see if I can go that route. Let me, instead of fighting against the river, trying to go upstream, let me go with the flow and just submit myself. Maybe they'll come for me last. Right? And she's not the first person to have that mindset. She won't be the last. But that's what the system does. It breaks people. And that's why I appreciate how Mr. Fuller would say that we are supposed to have the mindset of POWs. We're supposed to be prisoners of war. We're supposed to move a certain way, handle ourselves in a codified manner, and make sure that we understand what's going on around. Because if you are trying to operate within this system based on faulty understandings, you're going to start feeling like you're losing your mind because, well, it's supposed to work this way and that way, and everything just keeps gut punching you. You're like, no, but I did what they told me to. They told me to do spirit fingers and jazz hands. No, that's not how you defend the punches. You gotta block your core. So she reached a point where she could no longer withstand what she was being subjected to and decided that I'm going to see if maybe joining the ops will go ahead and get them off me for 5 seconds. And unfortunately for her, somewhere along the line, don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow, maybe several years from now, but somewhere along the line, that other shoe is going to fall. That nigga wake-up call is going to hit her like a ton of bricks.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
My condolences to her. But all that aside, in fairness, I suppose that had to be a universal balancing act. If someone elected to go ahead and draft Rachel Dolezal, we had to give someone up. So,
we didn't draft that heifer. Fuck out of here.
Someone went ahead and said, hey, we're going to go ahead and take a first round 2025 draft pick. And that's what they selected. I don't know.
Bobby, you better than me. You shooting that bitch bail. I'm not. But
I just work here.
Hey, nah, bro. Those type of Sambos are dangerous.
Oh, they are.
That type of Sambo is dangerous. Because some people, they'll, like you say, they'll take the position that you have, and they'll take it all the way where, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to be around this person. I'm going to try to bring them back in. And you end up like Darren Seals hanging around Corleone Noir. What happened to Darren Seals? It's real. When you start hanging around these agent-like people, whatever the case may be, anything can happen to you. But, hey, it is what it is, man. You can't change them. So I kind of hear where you're coming from. You just got to kind of pray for them, wish them well, and leave them where they are. You know what I'm saying? I want to get into this. I really, really want to get into this next topic, kind of heavy, because it kind of weighs on me a little bit. And that's because there's a child involved. And whenever there's a child involved, I just look at shit different. You know what I'm saying? So let's check this out.
And now it's time for trending celebrity news. Take it away, fellas.
The death of a missing California teenager whose body was found in a car belonging to popular singer-songwriter David. How 15-year-old Celeste Rivas died and whether a crime was committed remain crucial questions that sources tell ABC News could take weeks, even months, to answer.
It's an ongoing investigation. We have a lot of resources dedicated to bringing it to a conclusion.
Rivas had been missing for a year and a half. The LA County medical examiner unable to determine a cause of death so far, now waiting on lab tests to come back. Her badly decomposed remains wrapped in plastic discovered inside the trunk of this black Tesla that had been abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. The registered owner, David Anthony Burke, who goes by the stage name David. The medical examiner revealing Rivas had a tattoo reading "shh" on her index finger. David has the same one. It's a popular design among performers. Investigators were seen searching the residence he was renting last week and allegedly removing a computer. The 20-year-old musician has not been named as a suspect.
In order for there to be a prosecution, law enforcement has to find some key pieces of information when it comes to a potential homicide. First, they actually need to figure out if it's a homicide or not, and the autopsy report will help give them that. Then they have to figure out the who and the how in order to bring charges.
And while a source close to the investigation says all promotion for David's new album has been put on pause, Billboard reporting streaming of his music has doubled since news of his possible connection to Rivas's death emerged.
See, that last sentence is what bothers me the most. Mm-hmm. Since news of his possible connection to this 15-year-old girl's death emerged, his music is blowing up. It's off the charts now. He already had songs with over 1 billion streams, but now, it's on another level. After it emerged that he may have some involvement with killing this child, this 15-year-old girl who he was also apparently in a relationship with. And there's one other thing about this that bothers me, and then we could speak on it. This really just took the cake.
Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
So after you find out that this child has been murdered and found in a car somewhere, you come out to clout chase off her name to your students. Not even clout chasing to other adults. You clout chasing to your students. Oh, I'm the cool teacher. Yeah, here she is in my class, you know, and here's this other person in my class, you know, and I taught both of them, you know. Dude, why didn't you say something to the authorities that this grown man was in a relationship with this child? Because if I do the math count back when she was 13, then he met this girl when she was 11. And apparently, you know, from what we can see, they had a romantic relationship. And, you know, he's, you know, the video was very long and detailed. You can only play so much video on here. But, you know, they also talk about how, you know, he had a lot of disturbing imagery in his videos. And, you know, how he would talk about killing people. And in every other video, he's putting somebody in a trunk after killing them. You know, he has a song called Celeste where he talks about killing a girl named Celeste. In every video, you have a girl who looks like Celeste. He clearly had some type of obsession with this girl that he met when she was 11 and died when she was 15. Mind you, he's 20. You understand what I'm saying? So he's dealing with this underage girl all along. Everybody knows. Nobody's saying anything. You know, there's messages coming out now about how he paid people on the Discord to not say anything. He paid these other minors for their silence. Apparently, the teacher knew he didn't say shit. And what I'm getting at is the community failed this young woman. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and I mean, where the hell were her parents? Because she was a runaway. She ran away. She left home and she went to go live with David. Apparently, nobody said shit, you know, nobody filed no charges, nothing, you know, and then she turns up dead. They did at least put some flyers out for her. They were looking for her, whatever the case may be, eventually. But if you know that your daughter, you know, is living with this person, whatever the case, I just don't understand, you know, from the parents to the community, to the teachers, to the community more broadly. Where was everybody at that was supposed to be protecting this child? And, you know, they don't have anything concrete, but there's a lot of circumstantial evidence. You know, how does a 14-year-old girl that you were in a relationship with end up dead in your Tesla by your house? It's an outrageous story. It's very gruesome. You know, when you really look into the details of it, I mean, it's crazy. It's like he's been planning this for 3 years and he killed her the day before her birthday. So, like, it's wild, man. It's a lot. What y'all saying on this, man?
Yeah, the dude, when I was looking at, I heard about the story. Remember, I had brought it up about a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm very disturbed about this dude, like another F-boy that's out here running around doing very degenerate type behavior and displaying bullshit ass elements of what a man, well, I wouldn't even call him a man, even though he's 21, where he should be as a man, but running around here like he's a child, like an adolescent, a boy. And when you go down, I was trying to dig into his family history. To me, all I could find is stuff, you know, when they moved to the States, they only say what state he was from or whatever. But to me, he seems like somebody from the diaspora, from Africa, based on his hairline and his facial structure. Looks like a South African. And when you look at that and you start to think of that, he's African descent, you know, over there, especially in Angola, the age to legally have sex with a child is 13. I've talked about this decades ago about how the laws need to change. There's a lot of outdated laws that need to change. And they look at, even in some places of Africa, you can marry a girl at the age of 11. That's what they consider an adult in Africa. So the psychological fucked up that's been embedded in a lot of people in the diaspora, it's really bad. And for this guy to think that just because she is quote unquote supposed to be legal age in another country, he has it in the mind frame to come over here with that same mentality. And then also he has a delusional, a DID syndrome. I'm not a clinical expert on it, but I'm just going by the stuff he was saying in his interviews match up with somebody with a DID diagnosis, where this person says, he said, this is the weirdest shit, and I'm gonna land my plane on this. He said that in his own mind, his own theory, he feels like he's a detective, that he wants to kill somebody and solve the crime himself.
Yep.
I'm like, for you to think like that, you really got to be on some real next level of schizophrenia, because that's crazy thoughts. Like a normal person don't have thoughts like that. You kill somebody and then you want to be the investigator to solve the case. So yeah, there's so many things out there that's pointing in this direction. I don't know how he's not been picked up yet. I'm not even sure if these people are parading him around like that just for the attention and to exploit how Black dudes can be so psychotic like that. I'm not sure, but it seems that way. But yeah, dude's an F-boy, and I'll land my plane on that.
It does look like that. Facts. Go ahead, Bobby.
So what's it going to be? I want to know if we have decided that we've changed our minds and our stance on this. I'm going to come from a different angle.
Okay.
Have we decided? I just want to know if we're going to be consistent or if we're going to finally have a change of heart. I remember, this is old people thinking right now, but I remember, I'm old enough where I remember back when I was in high school, it was revealed that a very widely beloved, widely cherished, very much respected figure in the music industry was guilty of pedophilia and ephebophilia.
It was, yep.
It was determined, and it wasn't one of those things where it was just allegations. We actually had proof of it. We have this grown-ass man who was caught involved in the sexual act with a minor.
Yeah.
Urinating on her. The video went viral back in the very early stages of social media and everything.
Multiple minors. Go ahead.
And despite that, nothing was done to him. Despite this evidence being out there for the public to see, we know he's guilty. People still didn't care. They still supported him.
Yep.
The Boondocks, the classic animated show, would even go on to underscore and highlight the ridiculousness of people and how you had a group of people that didn't care what sort of heinous actions this person took because they made music they liked. So as long as they could shake their ass and hey, it was all good. Oh, well, she asked for it.
Yeah.
And this person would go on to enjoy many, many more years of freedom until finally folks decided, okay, he's getting his masters. Now he's getting a little too much power. He's getting too much wealth. Well, we've had this big, giant case stat forever. It's literally breaking apart at the seams. Let's go ahead and stick the dogs on him. And they finally went and did what should have been done a long time ago. And all the evidence came out, all the proof. But even still, even then, the people still supported him. They started making excuse and splaining, saying, well, you know, you got to separate the man from the artist from the man because, you know, he's a genius. I mean, we can't get rid of all his music. I mean, you know, it's okay. I listen to the music. I don't support him. Even though his music contained lyrics, some of this person that detailed his crimes. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Ridiculous.
I don't see nothing wrong. My mind's telling me no, but my body is saying yes. 12 play.
Yeah.
I mean,
he wore it on his sleeve. Yeah.
And you still even had women that not only went to his concerts, they even bailed him out.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And so fast forward, here we are. We have the second known iteration of this with Mr. David. Same thing. Pedophilia, ephebophilia, dealing with the minor. This one escalated to murder. We know that these crimes tend to escalate. And now we're hearing that his streams have doubled. He has more people listening to him than ever. Have we decided that we're going to stay true to the formula and it doesn't matter what an entertainer does as long as they're popular enough? You don't care about their degeneracy as long as the degeneracy is in alignment with what we like? Or are we finally going to grow a conscience because now murder's involved? Apparently not, because we're still supporting him, still going to his shows, still streaming his music.
Yeah.
And what has gone to show is that society has become victims of the cult of personality. Right and wrong no longer exist. We're no longer in a place of respectability politics, all about likability politics. You can say and do whatever, and it doesn't matter if I like you.
Yep.
If it doesn't land on my doorstep directly, then it's fine. It's all good. Well, yeah, I'll make excuses. I still want to listen. I still want to watch your movies. I still want to listen to your music. I still want to read your books, X, Y, Z, all that nonsense. But if you miss and say something about me that I don't like, or if you say something salacious in an interview, now all of a sudden I can't stand you anymore. That's the deal breaker. But this heinous violation of morals is not.
No. No way. Are you crazy? What are you talking about? No way.
And the truth is, we wouldn't have a Robert Kelly, if you didn't think about it before. We wouldn't have a David if it wasn't for a society that enables and coddles them.
Facts.
That is willing to play ball, accept a bribe or a payout. Or I don't care if my daughter's over there sleeping with him because you're breaking him off, and at least he ain't broke.
Yeah. They were getting paid. They were selling their daughters. Let's just keep it a buck. They should be in jail right beside R. Kelly. They were selling their daughters.
Every last one. Every single relative that knew anything about it should have been locked up right behind him.
And I suspect somebody in the comments said it. I suspect that might be going on with Celeste too.
Oh, yeah.
I suspect that they may have been, paid off to be accepting of this. And that is the point. What you just said
Well, you
right
heard
there,
what the
Bobby?
teacher said. He alleged that the girl's friends were also blackmailing David as well, too. So, come off some more bread.
I'm just saying, because they're telling you that they're blackmailing this famous singer. You teach a bunch of 7th graders. So what famous singer, I mean, you wouldn't think that they might be in some danger trying to blackmail this famous person, this wealthy, famous person. That didn't trigger your instinct. That didn't make you think anything. Well, damn, you don't have a lot of famous entertainers that are underage like that. Who's she dating? Who's she dealing with? And he knew the guy. Now, we don't know if he knew the age difference or whatever the case may be, but enough was said to trigger your spidey senses. We ain't stupid. You understand what I'm saying? And he chose to do nothing. He didn't even talk about it until after he could bring some attention to himself by mentioning trying to clout chase off the death of this fucking middle schooler.
Oh, wannabe down ass.
Shit. Bruh, it's so despicable. It really
situations like this, I don't just look at the perpetrator as disgusting. I look at every single other person that knew something, had an opportunity to do something, did not. I see them the exact same way. Hell, they, as far as I'm concerned, they may as well have got all their jollies off and did the same thing that he did. You may as well have, because I see you exactly the same way, because you enabled it.
And in many cases, they do.
To quote our very dear, beloved elder, Dr. King, it is not the words of our enemies that we'll remember, but it is the silence of our friends. You knew and you didn't say a damn thing. You didn't intervene. You're complacent. It couldn't have happened without you.
Yeah.
And her last name is Rivas Celeste. So that's Hispanic descent. And then you have a black dude who's also part of it. And then you have a white teacher. So a lot of them, they don't care. If that was a white girl, I'm pretty sure there's something different. But because it's two ethnicities that he likes to, white folks like to exploit. And that's what he was doing. He was exploiting it. Because had it been a white girl, he would be out of a job right now.
Well, one thing I'll say really quickly about that.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say very quickly about that, because in this case, I mean, and this is just the streets. I mean, what we know or what is alleged is just the streets talking. That's where we're getting this from. So I'm pretty sure that law enforcement has probably more information than we're privy to. What I will say is, because they definitely don't do people that look like us any favors. What I will say from experience, observing cases similar to this and not too far off of it, generally, when you have what many would consider to be at least enough to bring him in on submission question,
right?
Generally, when they don't go that far yet, but they have all kind of signs pointing towards the person, usually, not always, but usually it's because they're absolutely positive that he's the person, and they want to make sure that they have everything lined up when they pull the trigger, they don't miss. But furthermore, they usually are also slower to act if they believe that this may be serial. So if there are other disappearances or murders in the same area or that fit the profile, and they suspect this might be the work of the same person or group, and they think perhaps he might be a serial unaliver, or be in a ring or something to that effect, they'll go slow, because just like a RICO, they don't want to just get him for one. They want to get him for everything or as many as possible. So if that is the case, and this is speculation, but if that's the case, I would expect them to take their slow, sugary, molasses sweet time going at them, because when they drop that bear trap, they want to make sure it rips the whole leg off. They don't want to nip the toe. They want to take the whole damn leg off, thigh bone and everything. So,
very good point.
Let me put a tinfoil kufi on that real quick. Okay. I just looked it up. Interscope Records is who he signed to. Now, think about it. If he is getting blackmailed and Interscope puts all this money behind him, who's to say that the big people behind might be involved with getting rid of this young girl in order to protect their investment? I'm just putting my tinfoil kufi.
I won't put nothing past him,
but I'm just putting it out there.
Wouldn't put nothing past him.
We just covered that chick from was that Def Jam or Rock Nation a few months ago.
Desiree Perez. Yeah.
So we know this isn't a stretch.
Come on now.
Make one phone call and the rest get handled.
Facts. While we're on the topic of discussing people that have a cult-like fan base and continue to worship people that are obviously displaying degenerate behavior, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this one person. Go ahead, Bobby, real quick.
Let me get some headache medication first. Hold on.
Go ahead.
I need an aspirin the size of my hand right quick. Hold on.
You know it's going down. You know I had to do it because I got this question, and this was very interesting, and I'm starting to enjoy when I get this question because I cook on this question. Listen to this. We've seen this before. So here's my question. Oh, let me set up the mood.
Dear men, tell me what you think about this. I know you guys have answers, and I really need your help.
So we're going to go ahead into the Dear Men segment of the show. This question from Shantae Sky. Here's my question. Where was this energy when he was dogging her out while married, publicly embarrassing her with his own potential babies he had on the way? Y'all have to stop being one-sided. Bruh. And I'm going to talk about this person. But that question, it's the deflection that really gets me. You know, I called Offset out like everybody else called Offset out that I know and respect. I don't recall any men out here caping for Offset. You know, I think that Cardi B is the stuff behind the fridge. She is a special level of trash. But at the end of the day, Offset, you married her. So if you put a ring on it, you got to honor those vows. I said that. You know what I'm saying? Anthony agreed with me. Bobby agreed with me. Most fellas agree with me. Nobody is out here caping for Offset. Nor is anyone out here caping for Stephon Diggs. And I would say to women who have this knee-jerk response, that's the difference between us and yous. That's the difference between us and you. Dumbass, you're out here caping for this degenerate. Like it's all, listen, it's crazy. Danny says she do. What you do, Danny?
She said she calls it out. I guess that's what she said.
Yeah, Danny is a different type of female, but it's some females that Danny knows that be over here caping for these birds. And this is why a lot of people don't take certain people seriously. Because you can't say that you're for the upliftment of women and you're for, you know, the progression of women, whatever. She probably know who I'm talking about. It's a couple of them, by the way. It ain't just one. You all for the women's. Oh, you love the women's. You this and you that. And then you support somebody like this and their degenerate behavior, which doesn't help women whatsoever. You're a fucking hypocrite. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about this little person right here. Because, man, there's just a greatest hits reel somewhere of her and all her goddamn antics. My God. And look, I want y'all to peep this interview out and look at the type of person that they platform and interview. God damn it, now you want to play slow. Really?
It must be her label.
It must be the label. God damn it. Really? Is this what we're doing? Oh, God. Hold on. I hate when this happens. Really? Hold on, guys. I got to remove it. And let's see here.
That hack is hard at work, boy.
It really happens, dog. It happens. Hold on. I got more. I got another video file. Hold on. I mean, because it's really just a treasure trove of nonsense. Hold on, man. Check this out.
Cardi B! I love you, Cardi B! Cardi! Oh, yeah! Cardi! Woo! Yeah, Cardi! Yeah, Cardi, my girl! Woo! Cardi!
Hold on. Let me go back to the beginning. Oh, there we go. I want y'all to see her walk up.
I love you, Cardi B! Woo! Cardi! Oh, yeah! Cardi! Woo!
This woman is pregnant. Out here in her little bodysuit, twerking. This is not the first time. She did it before. She got it from Sierra. Sierra pioneered it. Why are we out here tooting up our ass, pointing it at a camera like a very common woman when we supposedly the baddest bitches? We supposedly Anthony cracking up over there. I mean, you don't get no more common than that. You understand what I'm saying? You don't get any more despicable than that. You know, you're carrying a child and you're out here behaving this way. And the vast majority of women salute you for it. They praise you for it. I see them out here in their 40s. Yes. Oh, in their 40s, 50s, and 60s on Facebook, quoting her lyrics, talking about she's so her body's so T and all this old shit. And it's like, oh my God, y'all niggas is doomed. Y'all are plantation ready. Bruh, I've never been so disgusted. I can remember it was a time Don't put season. She started it. She did it. She did it the first time. Danny, she did it the first time. She did it before Cardi.
Yeah, she did.
She did it before Cardi.
You got a whole video in a whole nother country.
Yep, in a whole other country. She did it before Cardi.
That's the problem with the internet. It's forever.
It's forever. And I don't have no sacred cows. I call out everybody. And I was
Danny.
When I saw her do it.
Exactly, Danny. We don't play favoritism. You call it out. Hey, you can like somebody, but you still call out. Even if your homegirl does something, you don't like it, you be like, hey man, I love you as my homegirl, but hey, I gotta call that flaw shit out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can still like CC.
It was some fuck shit. It is what it is. And see, this is the thing. I get particularly concerned when I see women with a little more class doing that type of stuff. Because
supposedly.
Allegedly. So I think the video's gonna play now. Hold up. Check this out. Oh, she did it. I'll send you the clip, Danny. God damn it. This clip will not play. Hold on. I'm gonna get this clip to play. But y'all go ahead and cook on just that while I get this other video to play. In the meantime. Go ahead, fellas.
Yeah, with the whole debacle with what she got going on, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Hold on.
I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefan Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man were very supportive of each other.
There was all sorts of speculation. Is she not? Did you decide that you weren't ready to talk about it? What was your thinking there? Why did you think, okay, now I'm going to talk about it?
By the way, now that I talked about it, y'all better get my album. Y'all wanted to know, right? Now y'all know. Now y'all could buy my album so I could buy Pampers and diapers and all that type of stuff. I told ya. Now go support my album because I'm a mother of 4 now.
Yes.
But no, I just was like, can I just say it on my own time? Like, I'm not hiding.
Yeah, on my own time.
Like on my own time. Yeah, it's like on my own terms. Let me close some deals first. You know what I'm saying? Let me close some deals first. And it's like, you know what? You don't really want to say right away that you're pregnant. Like, it's like, let me see a couple of more sonograms. Let my baby be healthy. And you know what's so crazy? I haven't till today. Matter of fact, I have to tell them this week before this interview come out. I haven't even told my parents.
No way, Cardi.
I haven't told my parents. They just be looking at me like,
Cardi. Wait. Back up. Why haven't you told them?
Because I'm scared of them. I'm very scared of my parents.
I want y'all to catch that last part. That was very, very telling. She's scared of her parents. That's why she didn't tell them.
I bet she wasn't afraid to tell her parents about the first 2 children.
Well, it's a different situation.
I wonder why.
I'm just saying, but women out here will tell you that when you call her out, you wrong. But she's ashamed her damn self. But I'm wrong for calling her out. I'm the bad guy. She won't even tell her family because she's scared, because she knows what she looks like. It don't get no more hoish than that. How you a goddamn wife and a baby mama at the same time? What are we doing here? Really? And I mean, it's just so despicable, just the way she carries herself and whatever the case may be. And what bothers me even more than how despicable she is and how despicable she looks, she's not Black verifiably from where I sit, but she identifies as Afro-Latina. So they put that shit on us. You understand what I'm saying? They put that behavior on Black people because of her. And y'all don't check her. Y'all let her run around talking nigga this, nigga that. Y'all invite her to the barbecue. And so you have to absorb her degeneracy. You understand what I'm saying? She's a disgusting, vile person. And while we're at it, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the other side of it. You understand what I'm saying? I would be remiss.
To have me unalived because of him making a sexual pass at me. It wasn't the.
Oh my God, this is. Hold on, I'm gonna get the. For whatever reason,
I was gonna bring that one up if you didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta bring the videos from somewhere else because for whatever reason they're not playing from here. I don't know what's wrong with the platform, but it's okay. I got you.
That Barty gang cyber team is heavy at work
because of him making a sexual pass at me.
Yeah.
It wasn't the sexual pass that frustrated me the most. What made me most frustrated was the fact that he tried to unalive me after it, when in reality, even though I was drugged, even though I was violated, I never thought that the next step would be my life being threatened because you got turned down. But it's that power complex of wanting what you want when you want it, feeling like you own the things that you pay.
Him, I guess, allegedly making a pass at you.
Right.
Like, how did that go?
We used to do dumb things like when we went to the strip club, we would take the jelly beans, swap the bag out. We put them in the Skittles. He's offering me candy. I'm really thinking it's on something like, man, you trying to play with me? No, I don't want to do that. Because we've done it before. But now it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Man, give me a piece. So he gives me a piece of the candy. And what happened to me after that was not what would have occurred if I ate Hershey's, I'll tell you that.
What do you think it was?
I mean, from the side effects of what I felt, I would say maybe in the realm of like ecstasy infused. So he pulls his thing out and just starts doing his thing. And as he's doing his thing, I'm like, yo, bro, settle down. Like, what the fuck, you that horny? Like, you can't get yourself together till you get in the house. And as he's touching on himself and feeling on himself and like talking through what he's about to do when he walk in the house and how pretty much basically saying how horny and sexually stimulated he is in like street lingo, pulls his man out, starts to play with himself. And I'm telling him, yo, bro, keep your composure. I'm trying to laugh it off because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why you put that up? Like, what are you doing? And he reach over to me like, man, come on. And he got his thing in his hand. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? As we're walking toward the door, he put his arm around me and he said, man, come to my room. And he put his, put his tongue in my ear, like doing some weird shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's just so much wrong with this story.
I need another shower.
Oh man, y'all normally swap the jelly beans out with the ecstasy, but it's 2 a.m. and you didn't want to do nothing, so you like, give me a candy. What are we talking about here? And then this guy's in the car next to you. He pulls out his meat and starts, doing what he do. He starts wrist action, and you just sit there and put that thing away. What? Really? Why are you in the car with this person? He does this type of stuff. And when he did it, why don't you just get out the car and go the fuck home? Why is the story continuing for so long? What are we talking about? Then he leans over, puts his tongue in your ear, tells you to go to his room, come to his room. The next line is not that you knocked the shit out of him. You walked in the house and you walked down this long hallway. What? But you a victim. And this is the thing, like, people feel how they feel. I really could care less about Cardi B, if I'm being totally honest, or Stephon Diggs. Again, for all the stupid people in the comments, why are you worried about it? Stay out their business. Dumb bitch. I didn't invite nobody in here to tell me their business. They put their business out to the world. So I run a show and I have an opinion. I'm a person and these people are highly influential and I don't want them spreading this decay into the rest of society. Dumbass, that's why I care. You got that? I hate when people ask that stupid ass question. Your little musty ass need to understand some things. You need to have some common sense. You should care too, because your kids are more influenced by celebrities than you most of the time. Not just your kids. I'm talking about grown-ups. Again, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old people, a lot of them women, most of them women, out here caping for Cardi B. And they say they agree that Stephon Diggs is also trash, but since she's with Cardi B and she left Offset, well, this is her get back. She should be allowed a pass because you know, this is her get back, and Offset cheated all that time. This woman admits that she was sexing this guy while she was pregnant with another man's child. And now she's pregnant from him while she is still married. And y'all caping for this? And you wonder why nobody wants to marry your monkey ass? Really? I can remember dating a girl, and she told me that she got dating pointers and tips and, you know, tips on how to be more beautiful or whatever from Cardi B. I immediately lost all respect for her. From shit to dog shit. Facts. You left Offset because he was cheating. This nigga, he just had 2 babies. Now he got 2 more on the way, plus you pregnant. Plus he had 2 before, I think. What? But this is an upgrade. This is allegedly, this is a revenge baby. That's what they say in the streets. You understand what I'm saying? And decent women that chew with their mouths closed are condemning this type of behavior. You dig? So at some point, sisters, y'all gotta draw a line in the sand. You understand what I'm saying? Because the type of people, what did Anthony's father say? Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are. Yep. And that goes with everything else too. Because look, if you like a couple Cardi B songs, I ain't tripping off that. I like a couple Cardi B songs. I like a couple Future songs. In the moment, okay, the song sound good. I'll dance a little bit, whatever. But if you are a Cardi B worshiper, you are a fan, you got the t-shirt, you buy all her shit, you go to all her concerts. Ooh, that's my girl. You repost her all day on social media. You are a bobblehead. That's at the very best. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why people don't take you seriously, from your friends to your family to the men that you date. They look at you as a bird because that's what you are. If that is what you gravitate to, that's what the fuck you is. I'm just saying. I'll park the Chevy. Y'all go ahead and cook on that for a minute.
Yeah. So people got to understand how powerful psychology is, like the psyche of the mindset, how powerful it is.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why we tell people to push back all the time is for the simple fact that you have to be the buffer before the chaos rings out, meaning that you have to be the people out here, the forefront, to try to do as much damage control before it gets really out of control, where you don't even be a factor anymore. And we're seeing over the years, we're allowing so much bullshit to just go and go. And now it's a tsunami of bullshit to the point where when you are seeing people scrolling, the first thing that a lot of people are posting now is fatigue. I'm being fatigued because it's overwhelming now. It becomes a norm now. Something that was not a norm is a norm now. Yeah. And you're seeing the disgust that everybody has for it. But what happens now is it's harder for us to have a louder voice because you guys let it roll on for so long. Like, it's easy for you to stop a pebble. One person can stop a pebble from rolling. But if you let that pebble roll and create and build up to this big ass boulder, you can't stop it. Now you're running from it. And we got to get in the mind frame of stopping it while it's that pebble and not trying to stop something when it's at that boulder. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're not at that boulder yet. But if you guys keep condoning and you keep accepting it, it's going to become that boulder that's going to run us all over. And your children aren't going to survive this program agenda that they have out there. What you're seeing is this is a small, minute version of what you're seeing that is going to be something that is going to be very rambunctious amongst society. They're seeing the programming of how they're using somebody like Stephon Diggs, who has money behind him. But now you got Tank, who had money behind him. And all these other people that's having money behind them, that's on these platforms echoing some shit that they shouldn't be echoing. When you had Tank out there, Tank was going out there, had a large crowd, and he was saying, there's nothing wrong with doing something with some man. You can, that doesn't make you non-masculine to do something with another man. Then you have this guy, Stefan, who's running around impregnating women, but also on the sly doing some weird shit with men. And now women, you're not calling that shit out because he got money, and you're letting that shit go on and be infectious to other people. That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So when you see stuff like this, you have to call it out, because when you have all these women that so-called claim that they are on this sisterhood and powerness, yet you're talking about you want better men out there. You don't get better men out there if you condone fuckboy behavior and you're giving them top quality privileges and access to you. That's crazy. So just like we can sit back and say that for the women that give access to these low energy guys, it's the same thing on the other side too. There's a lot of guys out here that go and feed into low energy women when we got good women out here. So guess what? When you're low energy, you're feeding into low energy women, low energy men, then guess what? The quality people, they're going to cave in. Some of them are going to cave in and want to be low energy too, to get the attraction and the attention from you. So to combat that, you got to leave those low energy people alone and start focusing on the good quality people and leveling up on that, because the low energy are going to cancel themselves out in the long run. One thing that that Kevin Samuels said, and I land my plane on this, because it seems like this man from the grave is just check mark everything he done said. One thing he said, you won't get higher than your baby father. I'll land my plane.
Damn. Damn. Oh. Well, yeah, that's how I be looking, bro. A lot of the time. Go ahead, Bobby Drake. What you got, man? Talk to me, man.
I was gonna low key, without doing it, put this sucker on the Summer Jam screen tonight, because boy, I had a very moist, dewy, doe-eyed, tender-bootied, brunch boot-wearing nigga call himself trying to go toe-to-toe with me today on the same thing.
Put him up, shit.
And all I could do was snicker like, boy, if you knew who you were going to add it with.
Put him up.
I'm like, retreat. The bridge is out. The bridge is out. The train is coming. Don't do it.
You're the kind one, man. We need you on
Fortunately for him, I think he might have deleted his comment, because I was just able to find a post, but I'm looking, I can't see his comment. So I think his Spidey sense kicked in and he deleted his junk. Very intelligent, very, very wise, touche. But it was on this post where the person, because Charleston White did recently what he want to do every now and then. And as off as that caca Junebug be, when that boy's on, when
he's on, he's on.
Not even the dust particles in the cosmos are safe. He's taking everything out there when he's on. Definitely, he is the undisputed lord of the broken clock moments. But he said something in an interview recently where basically he was talking about the whole Cardi B situation. And he was talking about how, she's hurt. And he called out a whole bunch of things. Basically, he read her like Miss Cleo on the Psychic Friends Network. And so somebody commented in response to how disgusting it is what she's doing. And then this brunch boot wearing nigga went ahead and commented and said, I don't know why we're so invested in somebody else's life. And so the person he responded to said something to that, and that he basically tried to go back and forth talking about, well, it's the other person was speaking to the fact like, well, people like her are looked at as role models by our children. We need to make sure that they don't have that kind of influence. And he's basically saying, well, that's the parents' responsibility. The parents would just raise their children. They wouldn't have to worry about XYZ. So that's why I rolled up my sleeves and got like, so you're telling me that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. Our children are nonstop in their parents' presence and under their voice and guidance. They're never outside of their purview, ever. Interesting. And so I'm like, so you don't think there's any responsibility? So he calls himself trying to go back and forth with me, talking about how, in his professional opinion,
one of those,
it needs to be XYZ. And so I went in on his ass. I said, look, I don't care about your professional opinion because you're not out here in the actual field. Don't come talking about XYZ. We need to make sure, yes, the parents need to raise their children. They have a heavy part to play. But we also need to be mindful of what is being presented to them outside because they have to go outside the world. And even though we know it can't be perfect, if you have severely polar opposites messages being sent to them from their peers, from the media, from everything, that has to also be addressed. He wanted to come talking to me about how he had all his higher education. This fool started dropping universities. All I got to say is, Dillard University, and I'm gonna call the schools.
Dillard University.
Anyone at Dillard University, and anyone over at Pepperdine, y'all need to really scrutinize your student body because you got people out here putting dirt on your name, making y'all look horrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
People are so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what bugs me. You know, at the end of the day, what you're really telling me is that you're a coward. Because you don't want to not be one of the cool people. You don't want to not be down.
Hypocrite. It gets worse than that. No, wait. There's more. So he went on because I told him your education, your academics mean shit. Before he even mentioned his experience in his colleges, I said, look, whatever school you're from is probably Everest College. You was watching the Maury commercials back then and decided to get your life together. So that's where that's coming from. That's when he felt the need to start name dropping and take pictures of his damn diplomas. I'm like, look. And apparently, according to him, he also has been actively working to get policy passed to limit and restrict what social media is presenting to our children and everything else. And I'm like, wait a second.
He a whole clown.
In your goofy, moist, tender booty need to be sassy with me and have the last word, you're basically telling me that if we're to take you seriously, you are actively working to go ahead and get entertainment and social media censored in ways that they do not cause adverse harm to our children. But when someone is here on this post saying the same exact thing, you hear again on them talking about it's the parents. Why aren't you working to pass legislation to make parents more responsible for their children then?
Facts.
And that's what I said, and that's what took me back to what I said about the whole David thing. You are a hypocrite because you are subject to the cult of public personality. So you're willing to go on the record and say that entertainment is problematic. It needs to be handled a different way unless you like the entertainment or the source it's coming from. Right. So we need to crack down on this. But when it's Cardi B, well, we need to leave her alone. Why are we worried about her life? You are a slave to the cult of personality and you engage in likability politics. You are a hypocrite and ain't no power coming from you. And supposedly he's also clicked him with Essence Fest, all the kind of nonsense. So again, I knew what I was dealing with when I saw him. So that's why he deleted his comments, because he saw me cooking and he realized that he can't name drop and everything else. That wasn't working. I'm hitting him with logic in the gut. He didn't want no smoke. But this is what we're talking about here. When you decide that you're going to die on a hill for these entertainers,
right?
You're going to champion them above all other. Look at this. You're willing to even sacrifice our children, whether it's some dollars from David, whether it's for some album liner credits from Robert Kelly, or it's because you just like Cardi B. You're willing to even sell out our children because your degeneracy has to take primacy.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's a huge problem. And we got Sambos out here like that all over the place.
Hey,
man, you know spot on, John.
You know what's so crazy? It was I was listening to somebody that I think Bobby is affiliated with. And she said something. She used Bobby's quote where water reaches its own level.
Good taste, that person. Good taste.
And I say that because remember Cardi B's past, where she was drugging men and doing some weird shit to them.
Yeah.
And now you got Stefan doing the same shit.
Yep. Ain't that something?
So I just wanted to point.
Your tribe.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Whenever I see these internet dusty trolls and they say stuff like that, I always say to them, well, if that's the case, if all the responsibilities on the parent, then what's the purpose of the teachers? Because you're supposed to be educating your child before your child goes to school. So then you get mad at the child, you get mad at the teacher for not teaching your child. But if the responsibility is on the parent, then why is the parent getting mad at themselves for not teaching their child before they go to school? Right. Then you have the other part you had to it, when they talk about their diplomas, that's to me is laughable because all you're showing me is that you're an indoctrinated fool. That's it. And I have my plan on that.
Facts.
Absolutely.
We have so many people out here that just love to hear themselves talk. Especially people like that. Intelligentsia and academia has really failed Black society. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really, really failed Black society. I can't think of too many people, unless too many recent people that come from academia that have really benefited Black society. Unfortunately, most people from academia look down their nose at Black society, like Roland Martin, like Joy Reid, like Kamala Harris. I could go on all day, like Barack Obama. Shit. I'm just saying, they don't have any real connection with Black society other than to pontificate from on high down at Black society, you little Negroes, you know what I'm saying? That's the only connection they have. They don't have no real connection. They're not out here in the street really doing nothing, really helping nobody. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, Bobby.
No, I'm just going to say to tack on to your point, one of our titans of scholarship, the great and venerable Dr. Amos Wilson, he once said in a lecture, this was many years ago, if you're familiar with him, you know that this was a while ago, and sadly not much has changed. He said that there is almost a direct correlation between the number of Black MBAs, MBA graduates, and Black businesses in Black neighborhoods. He said, the more MBAs you have in a Black area, the fewer Black businesses there are.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Because ultimately, the ultimate purpose of education, and people don't seem to understand this, and that's why you hear a lot of these conversations where people will do like what I was subjected to, where they're going to just name drop, I went to such and such school, I got my degree in such and such, I'm getting this, that, and the third.
They think that's it.
What they don't understand is they completely have an ass backwards. I'm talking literally cart before the horse comprehension of what education is. And this is the reason why you have some people who've never set foot in a college or university, and the amount of wisdom and intelligence they have is so amazing. Meanwhile, there are some supreme dumbasses that manage to walk out with a diploma. They don't understand the purpose of education is so when you leave those halls, everything that you learn has been ingrained so you're able to serve your community. Your education, whatever field it is in, it is supposed to go and empower you to operate and empower wherever you are. You're supposed to basically be the plug.
Yeah.
You are literally supposed to go inside of a dark, pitch black area, and all the appliances around the area can plug into you, and the light comes out of the room. That's your purpose. You're supposed to depart and serve. There's some schools that even have that mantra, that creed, to depart and serve. What a lot of us do is we go to school and get this education to serve ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm getting this degree so I can earn more money. I'm getting this degree so I can go ahead and feed my family. I want to go and make six figures. And some of these goals are fine and dandy, but that's not the ultimate purpose. And so when you do that, that's why you go and you start name dropping. I got my degree from Dillon University. I'm a Pepperdine doctoral student. Because it's all about you already getting your benefit. I'm getting the name drop on these uneducated niggas.
On these uneducated, lowly Negroes. Eh?
I'm trying to get out here in the field so I can serve my people. I can go ahead and meet the lack that we have. Nah, I just want to go ahead and flex on niggas. That's all.
Right. And that's the thing with so many of us. Everything is about flexing. That's why I don't respect the Cardi B's of the world or whatever the case. I was talking to London earlier this week. Shout out to London. I respect London. I don't think London is, problematic like that. She has some questionable things she believes in, but I like London for the most part. I used to work with London. London's a pretty cool person, but she was talking about how we need to check out the Cardi B album. Did you check it out? It actually sound kind of good. And I'm like, okay, well, shit. I told her, I tried, you understand? But I really couldn't get into it like that because Cardi B, and not just her, this is really just about all female rappers right now. They're not talking about anything. They don't have, they're not growing. They're not, evolving. They're not, I can only listen to fuck these hoes, I shit on these hoes. That's all she says. Every song might as well be I shit on these hoes. Number 1, I shit on these hoes. Number 2, fuck these bitches. Number 3, these hoes ain't shit. That's her whole album.
I'm getting money.
I'm getting money.
I turn Offset on.
It's hurt hoe anthem.
Yes. Hurt hoe anthems. That's what I call it.
Every woman that listens to it and likes it, if you look into their past, because I know about 5 girls that listen to it and play it on their Instagram.
Yes.
And I know these girls from the past. And these girls pick low fucking energy men. And that's why they gravitate to that shit. It's hurt hoe anthem.
It is trauma bonding music.
It's pain porn.
You listen to it. You listen to it, and literally, even if you've never had the experience they're talking about, you listen to it and you so ingrain yourself into it, you are literally having, and I'm not being funny, you are literally having a psychic empathy session where you feel as if you know what they're talking about intently. There's no reason for me to listen to some young women. I don't mean like young, like in the late 20s. I'm talking about late teens, if even that. Yeah. There's no reason I should be listening to some of the conversations these young girls are having.
True.
And they're talking the same way bitter, scorn-ass 48 and 49-year-old women sound.
Mm.
There is, even if you were fast as possible.
In particular?
No, I'm talking, I wish I was, because that means one person. I wish it was one person.
That's so many of them. That's the problem.
That's the problem. But they're talking as if they have a body of experience that even if they were faster than Jackie Joyner Kersey, they should not be able to have attained at their ages. But how is that? Because everything you listen to, from your music, the conversation, the old women around you, it's all trauma bonding porn.
Right down to the TV shows they watch. Shout out Basketball Wives, Baddies in Love and Hip Hop.
Divorce Wives, Black.
Anything by Tyler Perry.
Divorcing Black.
Anything by Tyler Perry at this point. Jesus. Boy, that nigga, that's a dangerous little nigga. That's an angry little nigga. Boy, he hates black men. Straight black men.
And that's why White Zaddy got his ass in trouble now.
How about that? How's that case working out, Tyler?
he real quiet now.
How's that case working out?
That nigga started getting
on the set.
Hey, that nigga started getting on black podcasts after that. I was like, nigga.
I ain't never seen his ass on a black podcast.
Exactly.
Now you want to bring your little moist fruit booty ass on the black podcast. Oh ass nigga.
Same playbook.
Okay. All right, so let's get into one of my favorite segments of the show. I could go on all day.
Let's brainwash ourselves. Let's wash our brains of the nonsense.
Right. Because at the end of the day, sisters, y'all have to put your foot down. The men have been talking about it forever, but y'all going out there caping for these raggedy hoes is what keeps them around. Y'all have to put your foot down. I remember back in the days when Nelly came to Spelman. Oh, hell no, you don't come up in here disrespecting us with that bullshit. They boycotted his bitch ass. You understand what I'm saying?
Boy.
He had to tighten up.
Tip drill was the end of an era, but that boy had to go to country music after that.
Sisters, what's happening to y'all? Yeah, I know, right? Sisters, y'all gotta stop conforming. I love the sisters to life, but god damn, the conformity is real out here with a lot of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I see Danny calling out shit. You know what I'm saying? I see her and about 3 or 4 other motherfuckers, and that's about it. And that's the problem. The vast majority of the birds just go with the fucking crowd. And that is the danger. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into, we talked about some of the scallywags out here, but I like to do this.
This is the Crown Check segment where we honor our queens. Respect.
And today's Crown Check nominee and winner is our sister. I want to send a special RIP to our beautiful sister, the incomparable Assata Shakur.
I say.
Yes.
I say RIP to our powerful sister, former Panther, former member of the Black Liberation Army. This sister has a lot, that she participated in, very much as any of the other Panthers were, into community building, protecting the community. She was on board with civil rights, very much into that struggle. And, at the end of the day, I'm not going to talk too much about all the stuff that it gives here, because this is kind of the whitewashed Assata Shakur. This is really just for the picture and the birth dates. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to read something about our good sister Assata Shakur, because I want to make sure that she is properly honored. And this is, we can speak about many things about her. She had a very rich life in terms of contributing, giving back to the community, but this is very important. So during the early 70s, Shakur was indicted and charged numerous times, facing accusations of armed robbery, multiple bank robberies, kidnapping, murder, and the attempted murder of a policeman. All these cases ended with either dismissals or acquittals. It wasn't until she was charged with the murder of Forrester that she was convicted. Forrester was shot May 2nd, 1973, after troopers pulled over Shakur and 2 BLA members, allegedly for a faulty taillight. The FBI's claimed that Shakur and one of the other people in the car fired the first shots, which led to a shootout. But Shakur has maintained that after the car was pulled over, an officer named James Harp ordered her to put her hands up, and when she complied, Harper allegedly shot her. Harper shot her again in the back, she says, as she was turning to avoid the bullets. Because of her injuries, Shakur further argued that she couldn't have fired the execution-style shot that killed Forrester. Additionally, none of Shakur's fingerprints were found on any of the guns recovered at the scene of the crime. Okay, so long story short, for those who don't know, a couple years later, some Panthers got together. They broke that sister out of jail, and they helped her get out of the country so that she could be free, because I don't believe them. I don't believe those officers. I believe it was a smear. Why weren't her fingerprints found on any of the guns? You understand? I believe it was a smear. So shout out to that sis. Shout out to the Panthers for breaking her out of jail.
Salute,
and shout out
ride or dies.
Yes, and shout out to the community for housing that sister and protecting her until they could get her out of the country. And shout out to the fact that she died free. Respect and honor for all of your service. That is a down ass sister. You don't get no more down than Assata Shakur. No. You understand? And to the other young lady, who posed that question to us earlier, why don't we keep this same energy? Why don't we keep the same energy? Whatever the case may be, we do keep the same energy. You get triggered when we call out women who have despicable behavior. We right now and every week on our Crown Check segment call out women that exhibit royal behavior. You understand? We do that every week. Black women specifically that exhibit royal behavior, that have given back to the community, that have become a part of the cause, that have fought for civil rights, that have invented things. We salute these type of sisters because they're worthy of salute. So if you think that we hate women and we're attacking women all the time and we don't keep the same energy when we're talking about women, then you must not be one of the women that we praise, and therefore not worthy of such praise because of your deeds. It don't matter. We call out any and everybody. There are people that I love dearly in my own life that they got a problem with me to this day because I don't let shit slide. Because when you start letting shit slide, that's when you have problems. What does Jason Black like to say? My favorite word that comes from him: uncompromising. I am one uncompromising motherfucker. And so was our sister Asada Shakur. So was our sister Asada Shakur. And that is the type of woman that we should be hailing, that we should be exalting. Those women who are uncompromising in their morals and in their dignity and in their integrity and so forth and so on, that are giving back, that are helping out, that are assets and not liabilities. You understand what I'm saying? That is why Asada Shakur is so important. This sister gave her life to the community. And that's why the community held her down when the system was trying to impose an injustice upon her. When you are more like Asada Shakur, and I'm not giving you praise, then you can see me. Other than that, you can shut the fuck up, because we don't really care. This is the type of sister that we want to exalt. Shout out to her, a phenomenal sister. And I want to see more Asada Shakurs in the world. I'll park the Chevy.
Yeah, definitely shout out to our queen. You know, gone but never forgotten. Her legacy will forever live on. And that's what I always come on here and talk about, you know, the legacy of women, right? But just legacy of Black people, period. But, you know, more so for the women. Like, what does your legacy look like? Because you're not going to be known for twerking or anything like that, because that's just a phase right now. Twerking in about 20, 30 years wouldn't even be nothing that people would remember. So what does your legacy look like? You know, and when you look at the legacy of somebody like Asada Shakur, even last week I pointed out another Black Panther member that was in the finance department doing that. We come on here, we talk about Mary Pleasant, we talk about Ida B. Wells, you know, even our great sister, what's her name, Harriet Tubman. You know, these women have legacies that's living on way past them transitioning. So when people talk about why you always point out what goes on with women or just pointing out bad behavior, period, think about it. Do you have more Claire Huxtables than you do Cardi B's or Megan Thee Stallions?
Facts.
And why is it that you have more of Megan Thee Stallions and Cardi B's than Claire Huxtable? And it's a simple answer to that. When you have the Asada Shakurs and they were coming up. Remember, Asada Shakur's around before Claire Huxtable. Really, when you talk about the Cosby Show, came in the 80s. Yeah. So you're talking about these sisters out here pounding the grounds in the 60s. So 20 years before that show came out, they was out here laying some work and letting the people know we ain't with that bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you had all these great, phenomenal women that women were growing up seeing in the Panther Party that was doing incredible work and being very infectious for other people to go and now create their legacy behind them. So that way you had the Claire Huxtables, you had the Nia Longs, you had the Regina Kings that's out here, you know, doing some phenomenal stuff. Even Pam from Martin, right?
Martin.
Yeah. She's out
Tisha
here
Arnold.
on some, so Tisha Arnold, she's out here on some real empowerment stuff. Like when you hear her talk in interviews, it's like, damn, sister, no wonder they kind of blackballed you, you know, because you was out here with the no nonsense BS. And you don't have
Erica
that
Alexander too.
Yeah, you don't have these type. Yeah, exactly, Eric Alexander. You don't have these type of women out here nowadays that can compare to these women. And the problem is when they had the Assata Shakurs was pushing back to make sure that these other women were all around saying, "Hey, this is the wave to go." But over the years, we have slacked and gotten away from it and stopped pushing back, and that's why you're having the degeneracy that you're having now amongst Black men and Black women. So the importance of it is for us to get back on a code of conduct and start pushing back and start promoting the great Black men and Black women out there. And I'll land my plane.
Facts. But let me just real quick before Bobby jump in, like, you know what I'm saying? That would be nice. But unfortunately, a good many a Black woman, you know, they want the praise that sisters like Assata Shakur get, but they don't want to put in the work. What did that Sambo say earlier? She'd be the house Negro because at least I'm getting a house. That's the mentality that that permeates the I won't say the majority, but a good portion of our women. It's very unfortunate, but that's just the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's because they realize that white supremacy will show them some favor because they don't want to give too much power to the men because they feel like the men will challenge them. You know what I'm saying? So they'll give the power or the influence or the position or whatever to a woman first because they feel that the woman is more docile and controllable. And they feel like they hate Black men anyway. And so therefore it's a perfect storm. But that's a whole other show. Go ahead, Bobby. What you got?
I'm thinking of Assata. Listen to my love, Assata. Your power and pride is beautiful. May God bless your soul. Shout out to CeeLo Green and Common for that beautiful tribute to Assata Shakur, a song for Assata. And that's not all. I would definitely encourage everyone, whether you know her story and you know her like the back of your hand, or this is your first time hearing her name tonight, I would highly encourage you to go on a deep dive of Assata Shakur and who she really is. Like you said, don't just take what Wikipedia gives you, but dig beneath that, get under the surface and get to know the woman. She was amazing. She was impressive. She was truly a powerhouse. Go ahead and make sure. I haven't read it yet. I've made a point to add it to my list. I'll be tackling that soon. Read her biography. It's worth reading. Get into the music. There's a lot of songs that honor her. You got that song by Common and CeeLo. He didn't dedicate a specific song to her, but I do recall that Nas listed her name as an inspiration for his Untitled album. Definitely go ahead and listen to that album. Diggable Planets, The Underachievers, X-Clan, they have songs that they made in celebration of her. Many other people have as well, too. And there's some films you should watch. You should definitely take a look at Eyes of the Rainbow. It was written by Gloria Rolando, who is a Cuban filmmaker. And it was premiered in Havana. Again, they demonized over here, but they love this as they respected her over there in Cuba. They definitely respected her work and her dedication. If it comes from Cuba, you definitely want to make sure you look at it as her name on it. And there was also a documentary done by I can't recall who did it, but it's called Assata, aka Joanne Chesimard. It was done in 2000. Oh, Fred Baker, he's the one, and she stars in it herself. Looked it up. Get to know the sister. It's worth the time. It's worth the effort. If you want to understand solid Black womanhood right there, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody better than Assata in this modern age. But want to thank everyone for pulling up a chair, pulling up a seat wherever, and listen to us this week, speaking on degeneracy, and really getting an understanding of different elements and examples of it out here. Like Major said, we could have gone on probably for a whole week straight with the non-stop degeneracy out there. And that's why the episode was important, because tonight was only a speckling of it, but there's a lot more where that came from. We need to make sure that going forward, we have a proper perspective of degeneracy, that we're not shy in calling it out, that we're not bashful about addressing it, and most important, that we have a steel iron spine when it comes to addressing and acknowledging it for what it is. And it doesn't matter if you like who it's coming from or where it's coming from or not. That should not take precedence over what is in our best interest. And degeneracy is not in our best interest. It moves us backward. It does not take us forward. It handicaps us, it cripples us, and makes us weaker than ever in a time where we need strength more than ever before. If you haven't done it by now, I don't know why, but you see what the crawl is saying. Make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing to this. Should have done it already, but if you haven't, it's okay. I forgive you. Do it now. No harm, no foul. This little bell shape somewhere above our heads, make sure you click on that and subscribe to all of our notifications. We are not going to go crazy on your timeline, but when it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will know that the family is locking in for another good week of game. Again, we also show love to all our fam from Facebook, YouTube, of course, our IG people. We can't forget about y'all. Y'all make our world go round. And all the people checking us that weren't live and catching the recording, we appreciate y'all. Until next week, the same time, the same place, I got a guy up here calls himself Major Gage. He's wearing the red shirt. I got Anthony Malcolm over there. He rocking the white. And you know your boy's coming through in the blue, Bobby Drake. Together, we are Manversations 2020. Rest in peace, Asada Shakur.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. A place where we inform. Manversations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. A place where we inform. Manversations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. A place where we inform. Manifestations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage, we are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.